Okay, now why we require this typecasting first? Uh, because in the previous implementation, we got one error. Okay, I will directly move to that part. Okay, I will now erase this. Let's say I'm having integer a is equal to 10, comma b is equal to 20. Okay, and while performing these operations, C colon. Okay, so I have declared three variables a, b, c. While performing arithmetic operations like the problems we occurred at, c is equal to a divided by b. Okay, and if I wish to display it, the output, C out, division is equal to, and if I run the program, see, the answer is 0. But if you execute it, okay, I will go to calculator. Ten divided by 20 is equal to 0.5. This is happening because I have declared a, b, c, all the variable which is of type integer, and for integer it takes a complete value only as a result, but it is not the clear. So here I want a real output. In this case, what I need to do, because if I go with the integer value, it will not give me the result. The result is in the decimal point. So I need to go with, that means I need to change the type of my output. माझी जी काय आउटपुट मध्ये व्हॅल्यू आली त्याचा जर मी टाइप चेंज केला, then I will get, yes, the correct output. Okay, I will show you here. Now once again I will run the program. See what I did. The result of this a divided by b, I know it is 0.5. I already declared c variable, it is of type float, but if you go for division of integer values, so it will give me the complete value as a result. So I don't want this. For that I have explicitly mentioned I want to keep the type of this result is of float. ओके, तर इथे मी काय करतोय की जे आउटपुट येईल त्याचा मी टाइप कुठल्या टाइप मध्ये त्याची व्हॅल्यू घेतोय मी फ्लोट टाइप मध्ये. ओके, if I don't write this float and if I check once again, so it gives me 0 because the division of integer values is a integer value only. Integer, that means complete value. But what I want the result in the decimal. So to convert the result into the decimal, I have changed the type of this result from integer to float. So this process we called it as a typecasting. Okay, now in the typecasting it is divided into two parts. One is implicit typecasting and other is explicit typecasting. Okay, just now whatever we look here, we called it as explicit typecasting. Okay, I will write it here. Okay, I'll change the name of program. Demonstration of typecasting. I'll make comment. Explicit typecasting. And now what is implicit? Implicit typecasting म्हणजे काय? Okay, so for this I will have one more data type, let's say character. Character x equal to small a. Okay, I'm going to store only one character. Okay, here we are going to look for implicit. Implicit typecasting. Now check here what I want. I want to print the addition of a is equal to a plus x. Okay, are you looking here at the screen, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now tell me what is the data type of variable a?
Int.
Okay, I will, as you may be confused in a and a here, I will take here p, let's say p, and here p is equal to p plus x. Okay, now tell me what is the data type of this p variable? Anyone? Hello?
Int.
Correct. P is a variable which store integer type of value, and I have assigned 10 as a value to this p variable. बरोबर का?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now check similarly, b is a variable which is of type integer and it holds 20 value. Now here x. So tell me the data type of x.
Character.
Char.
Right? So x is a variable which holds character type of value, and this character is nothing but a. X ची value काय आहे? A. Am I correct? Okay. For your understanding, I will display it here. Okay, we'll just print x. Okay, येते लक्षात? Hello? Hello?
Sir.
Okay. Now, what we are doing the addition of integer data type and the character data type. आपण इथे काय करतोय? If you check this line number 15, what we are doing here? We are doing the addition of integer and character. Is it possible?
No, sir.
No, right? But it is possible. Now I will show you how. See, p is equal to p plus x. Now we know p is 10, and what is x? X is a. Correct? बरोबर का?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now check. If I am going to display addition is equal to, and the result of this addition is stored in again p variable. So I'm going to display value of p. Addition is equal to p. Now check. It becomes 107. Why is it so? Are you remembering the concept of ASCII values? We have seen
Yes.
in the last lecture, right? See, I will show you here. Okay, ASCII value of A. We wish this only. See, a lowercase a is it has 97. Okay, now if you check with our program, see for this lowercase a, that means the value of x is what? A, and for lowercase a, the ASCII value is 97. I will for your understanding, I will type it here. P is equal to, now what is there in the P? 10 plus 97. So what is 97 plus 10?
107.
Correct? It gives me 107. If I wish here, let's say D, XD. Okay, now check 110. Now what is the ASCII value of small d? 100. Yes, it is 100 and 10. 110. Now, instead of this, if I give capital A as a value and check, it gives me 75, because for capital A, I am having the different ASCII value. I think 65 is there. Yes, here it is. Okay, if you check it here, 65, A capital, sorry, or uppercase A. Uppercase A साठी कुठली ASCII value आहे? 65 plus 10, it gives me 75. Okay. आता या टाइपच्या इथे मी काय कन्वर्जन केलं का कॅरेक्टरचं इंटिजर मध्ये किंवा इंटिजरचं कॅरेक्टर मध्ये? नाही. It does implicitly. How it does implicitly? Now go through here again. It also called it as automatic type conversion. Just now we have seen how it automatically convert the character into the integer type, integer value. That it is done by the compiler by its own without an external trigger from the user. So I have not written here explicitly from which type I want to convert. मला जसं मी आधी इथे एक्सप्लिसिट टाइप मध्ये मेन्शन केलं होतं, राइट? I want to convert this integer result into the float result. इथे मी काय केलं, एक्सप्लिसिटली मेन्शन केलं की मला रिझल्ट कुठल्या टाइप मध्ये पाहिजे. But the thing I have not mentioned here in the implicit. Okay, the compiler does its own. आता हे कंपायलरने कसं ठरवलं की मी कॅरेक्टर कडून इंटिजरला स्विच व्हायचंय? So for that we have one level of hierarchy. Okay, now for this, all the data types of variables are upgraded. That means it is going to change to the data type of the variable with largest data type. The smallest data type कडून largest data type कडे implicit conversion होतं. So you need to remember this part, this point, while you are going for typecasting. So there is an implicit type conversion if you move from lower to higher. Now in this case, character is a lowest data type. It moves to the next one is short integer, and now we have integer. Above integer, I'm having unsigned integer, long unsigned integer, then float, double, and long double. So this is one hierarchy. So implicitly character can be converted into integer, float, double values as per my requirement. Okay. But if I wish to go reverse, जर integer type आहे, okay, in my second case for explicit here, if I'm having the value in the terms of integer and I want my result in the float, then I need to go with explicit. येते का लक्षात? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
If you are moving from smallest data type to the largest data type, then the typecasting will be done automatically by the compiler. But if you are moving from the higher data type to the lower data type, then you need to go with explicit type conversion. Okay. Yes, I have changed this variable, so it will give me the error. Okay, now can you do it this program? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so start doing this program and send me on my number, on my WhatsApp number, screenshot of it. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Are you looking here at the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are going to look for control structure. Already we have discussed a lot many times with this control structure. Now control structure is nothing but a statement which are executing by keeping the control over the execution. These are called as control statements, and it is again divided into two parts. One is decision control and other is loop control. Okay, so in the decision control, we are going to look for if else, else if ladder. In the loop control statements, for loop, while loop, do while loop. Okay, everything is already you have gone through in the previous year, but just for the sake of remembering all those things, I have kept here the syntax related with, let's say if I wish to use this if, then the syntax is like if in bracket. Now here in bracket, I need to provide any logical condition. How it works, if this condition is true, then my control will enter into the body of this if statement. if स्टेटमेंट कसं वर्क होतं की ज्यावेळेस ही कंडिशन जी मी इफच्या ब्रॅकेट्स मध्ये दिली आहे, ही जर कंडिशन ट्रू असेल then and then only it will enter into the body of this if loop. त्याच वेळेस इथे जे काही या बॉडीमध्ये स्टेटमेंट्स असतील कॅल्क्युलेशन्स असतील or any other computational part असेल तर तो एक्झिक्यूट होईल. अदरवाइज कंट्रोल विल गो टू नेक्स्ट लाईन. जर ट्रू असेल, कंडिशन जर ट्रू असेल तरच एक्झिक्यूट होईल, अदरवाइज द कंट्रोल विल मूव टू नेक्स्ट. ओके, त्याच्यानंतर इफ एल्स मध्ये कसं होतंय की इफ दिस कंडिशन इज ट्रू then it will execute it. If this condition is false, जर ही कंडिशन चुकीची असेल, then whatever you have written in the else statement, else block or else body, else या स्टेटमेंटच्या बॉडी मध्ये जे काही तुम्ही लिहिलेलं असेल, so it is going to be executed. आता if आणि can anyone tell me the difference between if and if else? Yes, anyone? The difference between if and if else?
In first case, if condition is false, nothing happen. In second case, it goes to else condition.
Or in simple words, in if case, we are going to check only one side of the case. Okay, if it is true, then execute. If it is false, that I don't know what to do. Okay, in a simple way. इथे आपण काय करतोय, एकच कंडिशन चेक करतोय. बट इफ एल्स मध्ये काय करतोय, आपण दोन पॉसिबिलिटी चेक करतोय. ट्रू असेल, व्हॉट शुड बी डन. जर फॉल्स असेल, व्हॉट शुड बी डन. ओके, सो दिस इज द बेसिक डिफरन्स बिटवीन इफ अँड इफ एल्स. इफ मध्ये तुम्ही कंडिशन एकच कंडिशन चेक करतात. इफ एल्स मध्ये तुम्ही दोन कंडिशन चेक करतात. ओके, now there is next one, else if ladder. As like in if we are going to see only one condition, in if else we are going to check for two conditions. Now here, if we have multiple conditions in the program, then we are using this else if ladder. I will take one example here to demonstrate you. See, I got marks, let's say 97%. Okay, I got 97% marks. Now I wish to know whether I am falling into distinction or first class or second class or pass or fail. Okay, for this I am using the conditions here. Okay, I will type it here. Okay, I will type in short. Distinction साठी, if I am having marks greater than, let's say 75 असेल, then it will display distinction. Then first class, marks should be greater than let's say 66 and marks less than 75. Okay, I will copy and paste it the same. Second class, if marks are greater than, let's say 55 but less than, okay, greater than 60, I will call it. Marks less than, greater than 50 and less than 60 असेल तर second class. Then for pass class, okay, for pass class, marks greater than 40 but less than 50, and for fail, if mark less than 40, fail. Okay, so here I need to compare my marks with distinction, first, second, pass, and 4. That means 5 conditions. Okay, here in if we are looking only for 1, in else if we are looking for 2, in else if ladder, if we are having like such cases, if we are having more than 2 cases or the conditions in my program, so I'm going to use this else if ladder. Now the question may come in your mind, like then we can write multiple times if loop, बरोबर ना? इथे जितक्या वेळेस मी 5 कंडिशन घेतल्यात, if I write 5 times if statement, that means if marks greater than 75, print distinction. Second, if marks greater than 60 and less than 75, print first class. Likewise 3, 4, 5 times. बरोबर का? Hello, are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, आता हे instead of using else if ladder, यूज करण्यापेक्षा मी 5 वेळेस सुद्धा ही if ची कंडिशन लिहू शकेल, बरोबर का? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now but why we should use else if ladder? Then why we should use else if ladder? जर माझं if ने सुद्धा तेच काम होत असेल, then why to go with such complexity like else if, and for last case I'm only writing else. So why I'm doing this? See, for each if case, now here when the compiler will reach to this if, it will execute this logical condition. If it is true, it will print, then it will go to next line, again it will check the case, it will go to next line, again it will check the case. See, if my marks are greater than 75, this is the first condition, and here the message is distinction. So unnecessarily in this case, compiler will check the remaining 4 if statements. कारण काय होतंय की प्रत्येक if साठी compiler is going to check the condition. Okay, now what happens here in the case in else if ladder? If this condition is true, then it will not execute the remaining conditions. ज्यावेळेस माझं output, if I'm having the marks more than 75, at that moment the compiler will execute this distinction and it will not execute the remaining part. So the computational time is going to be saved here. This is the difference between if and else if ladder. If statement मध्ये सुद्धा तुम्ही multiple times if लिहू शकता, but unnecessarily it is going to be checked for each and every condition. Let's say I will take the second case. Marks greater than 60, but it is less than 75. That is my second case. So in the first case, marks greater than 75, so this case is false, means the logical condition is false. So compiler will go to now next else if, and the second condition is marks greater than 60 and less than 75. Yes, the condition is true, it will print first class and it will not check the remaining conditions. But what happens here? It will check distinction, no, so it will not execute. Then it will go and it will check, yes, the condition is true, it will print message first class. Then it will go to next if marks greater than 50 and less than 60, again it will check no, false, then it will go to next. Okay, are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is the difference between if and else if ladder. Okay, and next, for loop, while loop, do while loop. Okay, the syntax for loop is for in round brackets. First we need to initialize. Now no comma here. There is a semicolon. Then in the middle field there is some condition, and in the last it may be either increment or decrement operator. It depends on my programming requirement. Okay, एकतर increment असू शकेल किंवा decrement असू शकेल. It depends on my programming requirement. And if this condition is true, then and then the control will enter here in the loop of for. For loop च्या बॉडी मध्ये त्याच वेळेस कंट्रोल एंटर होईल when this condition is true. Otherwise the control will not enter here, it will exit and it will go to the next line. Okay, so this is about the syntax of for loop. Now syntax of while loop is what? While and the logical condition, as like of previously, if this condition is if this logical condition is true, then and then only the statement will execute. कधीपर्यंत एक्झिक्यूट होणार? till this condition is true. जोपर्यंत ही कंडिशन ट्रू आहे तोपर्यंत तुमचं while स्टेटमेंट म्हणजे बॉडी मध्ये जे काही स्टेटमेंट्स असतील they are going to be executed repeatedly. Okay, this is about while loop. Now what is there in the do while loop? Do, in the body of do there are again statements. It may be simple statement or the like some calculation part, and after this I'm having the while, and here I'm checking the condition. Here again I'm checking the condition and the semicolon. Don't forget to write semicolon in do while. Don't use semicolon here in the while loop. While नुसता while loop असेल तर semicolon द्यायचा नाही. जर do while loop असेल then the syntax of do while it ends with semicolon. Okay, you need to remember this. आता इथे वर्किंग कसं होतंय? Whatever you have written over here, it is going to be executed minimum one time, irrespective of this logical condition. Condition कधी चेक होते? ज्यावेळेस तुमचं हे स्टेटमेंट एक्झिक्यूट होईल त्याच्यानंतर when compiler will reach to this line while, it will check the logical condition. If this condition is true, then again it will execute whatever you have written in the do till this condition is true. ही कंडिशन ट्रू जोपर्यंत आहे म्हणजे याचा आउटपुट जोपर्यंत ट्रू व्हॅल्यू आहे तोपर्यंत हा लूप डू व्हाईल लूप म्हणजे डू मध्ये जे काही स्टेटमेंट्स लिहिलेत तुम्ही किंवा कॅल्क्युलेशन्स असेल इट इज गोइंग टू बी हॅपन. नाउ दिस इज वन केस. सेकंड केस, this condition is false. Okay, in the do it executed these statements and now this condition is false. Now it will not repeat the steps again. ज्यावेळेस ही कंडिशन false असेल then compiler will go for next line. What is happening here? Minimum one time, irrespective of this logical condition whether it is true or false. while मध्ये do while मध्ये while ची कंडिशन ट्रू असू देत किंवा फॉल्स असू देत, पण तुम्ही डू मध्ये जे काही डू या स्टेटमेंटच्या बॉडी मध्ये जे काही तुम्ही कॉम्प्युटेशनल पार्ट केलाय तो एकदा कमीत कमी एकदा एक्झिक्यूट होणार आहे. ओके, सो यू नीड टू रिमेंबर दिस. दिस इज अ डिफरन्स बिटवीन while and do while. While is entry control and do while is exit control. एक्झिट कंट्रोल का म्हणतोय तर आधी इथे एक्झिक्यूट होते आणि त्याच्यानंतर तुमचा कंडिशन चेक होती. फॉल्स असेल तर परत एक्झिक्यूट नाही होणार, बट ट्रू असेल तर परत एक्झिक्यूट होईल. ओके, सो एक्झिट करताना कंडिशन चेक होती म्हणून डू व्हाईलला काय म्हणतात एक्झिट कंट्रोल लूप. अँड फॉर व्हाईल अँड फॉर इट इज एंट्री कंट्रोल. म्हणजेच काय की सुरुवातीला कंडिशन चेक होते If condition is true, then the body of for or the while loop is execute. Otherwise, it will move to next line. समजताय का? Hello, are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I have some problem statements. Is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I will read the first. If a program, implement a program to print positive number enter by the user. Program तुम्हाला काय टाइप करायचं आहे? Print positive number enter by the user. So can you tell me what is positive number? What is the
Number-
condition for positive number?
Number greater than 0.
Yes, very simple. Okay, I will type it here. Okay, I will use statically.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, lecture start झालंय.
Oh,